Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today for what is indeed a very important event in the annals of our republic as a constitutional democracy founded on the principles of devolved governance. The essence of devolution, as established in the Constitution, is to ensure that the government serves the needs, interests of our people to the most localized levels. To optimize on service delivery, our Constitution envisages independence and cooperation between the two levels of government. This cooperation is indeed the essence of our devolution. We, as has been stated, are one government at different levels, working in concert to deliver to the people what is essential for their livelihood and upkeep, be that security, water, sanitation, good health, roads, safe transport, education, and so on. The citizen cares not who is delivering the service. The citizen does not differentiate between the different levels of government. To him, government is one. Therefore, we must also act as one and not appropriate blame on one another, for this is not what Mwananchi expects of us. They want service delivery, not excuses. Ladies and gentlemen, Nairobi is not only the capital city, seat of government of Kenya, it is much more. Many regional and international organizations are based in Nairobi as a diplomatic hub for the region. Indeed, the only United Nations organization headquarters outside the Western Hemisphere is located here in Nairobi. Testament to the importance and preeminence of the city in the diplomatic arena. Nairobi is host to 2 airports, with bustling activities carrying international visitors in and out of Kenya to every part of the globe, as well as ferrying passengers to every part of our country. Nairobi is home to the industrial sector that churns out goods that are transported across the region. Nairobi is a living, breathing metropolis and home to over 4 million people of all walks of life, not only from every corner of Kenya, but from every corner of the globe. These Nairobians are extremely hardworking and industrious people, evidenced by the fact that 40% of our country's GDP is produced here in Nairobi. For Nairobi, therefore, to continue on this path is of paramount importance, that its citizens are provided reliable, efficient, and timely services. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that there has been challenges to the delivery of these services. Part of these challenges have been as a result of internal constraints and capacity issues afflicting Nairobi County. Whatever the cause of these challenges, the unfortunate consequence has been that members of the public have often been deprived of essential and critical services. We have, as an example, seen uncollected garbage that is suffocating the city with the additional risk of disease and infection. We have water rationing in most parts of the city and perennial traffic congestion that is eating into the productivity of the residents of this city. However, as has been stated often, the biggest problem that the city faces is corruption and cartels that have a vice-like grip on City Hall. From the collection of garbage, to parking of vehicles, to water supply, to issuance of permits, be it for business or construction, the cartels and corrupt practices have made service delivery almost impossible. Together with Governor Sonko, we had recognized these problems, and it was for that reason that I initiated a partnership with the Nairobi County Government under the leadership of Governor Sonko to develop the Regeneration of Nairobi program. This joint program was informed by the problems faced by the city, and it focused on a number of critical development sectors, including housing, urban renewal, roads and paving, infrastructure, street lighting, waste management and disposal, water and sewage infrastructure, as well as decongestion of Nairobi City, amongst others. The Regeneration of Nairobi program was overseen by a joint committee comprising of cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries from the national government, as well as county executive committee members and chief officers of the Nairobi County Government from the relevant departments. For 2 years, the Nairobi Regeneration Committee grappled with the issues that were bedeviling Nairobi. Unfortunately, the creation of the Nairobi Regeneration Committee proved to be an inadequate measure, as it was incapable of effectively taking charge and directing the changes that needed to be implemented. It is that failure that led to further consultations, resulting in the transfer of functions that we are witnessing today. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, after today's signing ceremony, I have also today created the Office of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. This office will be headed by Major General Mohammed Abdallah Badi, who is here present, who will take over as the Director General of the Office of Nairobi Metropolitan Services. He will be deputized by Enosh Onyango Momanyi, here present, as the Deputy Director General of this office. Asante. These two gentlemen and other officers to be seconded by both the national government and the county government will assume control over the functions that have been transferred. The Nairobi Metropolitan Services, or as it shall be referred to, the NMS, will be in charge of the functions that are transferred to the national government on behalf of the national government. Their primary responsibility would be to ensure that they deliver the services to the citizens of Nairobi. As I commission the Nairobi Metropolitan Service here today, I will task them firstly to bring an end to the corruption and to dismantle the cartels that have hindered the development of this county. I know that this is a tall order, but to you who have been charged with this responsibility, I pledge that I will ensure that you are fully supported by government in all ways possible to ensure that you achieve this goal. I task the NMS to work, for example, on streamlining urban renewal projects such as Jivanji, Pangani, and others, which have been previously awarded before 2018 and have continually been delayed. The NMS should review these projects and make determinations on how these projects can take off, realizing that the development of these projects are part of the recently concluded Eastlands Urban Renewal Master Plan. NMS should concentrate on the implementation of the Nairobi Railway City Master Plan, which seeks to create and redevelop about 425 acres of land around the Nairobi Railway Station, with the aim of creating a world-class, multi-model node within the Nairobi Central Business District. To this end, this area has already been gazetted as a special planning area to pave way for the preparatory, planning, and works for the implementation of the Nairobi Railway City plans. Over the next 100 days, the NMS team should work closely with relevant institutions to establish the Railway City Development Authority and identify the anchor projects and investors for this redevelopment project. The NMS team should also focus on streamlining development control and approvals for the county. The construction business relies heavily on approvals on various investments and the erosion of economic value owing to dysfunctional approval processes, and this is well documented. Complaints of corruption and having to pay out bribes to receive permits and approvals must and will be a thing of the past. Therefore, it is critical that we take practical steps to rid this section of corruption, ease the pressure on construction sector, and reduce the cost of doing business. The NMS will implement an urgent action plan to clear backlog for approvals, and they should also fully operationalize the e-construction and e-permit system, and in this way reduce the number of delays arising from investors from development control approvals. The NMS will work very closely with the Nairobi Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, NAMATA, to implement the Nairobi Urban Mobility Plan and effect the non-motorized transport goals that are set out within the plan, which will include providing paved walkways, street furniture, and improved conditions for pedestrians on foot